My name is Cora Kostka.
Okay. And Cora, how old are you? Sorry, what did you... Anyway, what's your birthday?
December 1942. And I was born in Evanston, Illinois.
Okay, good. What's your current address?
5725 80th Street North, Unit 217, St. Petersburg, Florida 33709.
Okay, and let's wait for the plane to go, kind of, sort of. My name is Carlton Cartwright. I'm the president of the Palm Beach County Democratic Veterans Caucus of Florida, and also the chairperson, executive director for the Children's Coalition Incorporated. And also at this interview is Wanda Schwerer. And Wanda?
I am on the board of the Pinellas County Democratic Veterans Caucus.
Okay. And what is your current address?
Wanda or me? I just gave it to you, but I'll give it to you again. 5725 80th Street North, Unit 217, St. Petersburg, Florida 33709.
Right. I kept forgetting to turn everything on.
Oh, okay.
Now everything is finally on. I apologize.
That's okay.
Okay. Okay, we finally got everybody on. And what branch of the service did you serve in?
The Army.
Okay. And when did you serve?
I went in 1976, and I served through 1980.
Okay. And, okay, just about when I did. Where did you serve?
Well, I started out at Fort Jackson, where I took my basic. Then I went to Fort Knox. Well, I took my basic in AIT there. And then I went to Fort Knox, and from there I went to Seoul. From there I went to Fort Sam Houston, and from there I went to Fort Ord.
What rank were you when you separated?
A Spec 5.
Okay. So you enlisted into the Army,
Yes.
right? And where were you living at the time?
At the time I was living in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, where my
Why?
parents lived.
What?
Where my parents lived.
Okay, and why did you join?
Well, because there were no jobs to be found, and I read a little recruiting ad in the newspaper, and I went in, and that was the end of that.
Okay.
Next thing you know, I was in.
Right.
And they asked me to come in because I had college, and I could start out as an E3, so it was a good incentive.
Is that why you chose the Army over the
Well,
other
I didn't
branches?
go to any other one, and after I was in, I realized I should have gone in the Air Force. But what are you going to do?
Fatal mistake. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. I was in the Air Force. Anyway.
It's a good branch. Good branch.
So, okay. You recall your first days in service?
Oh, with much clarity.
Tell us. This is gonna be good. Tell us about it.
Well, my first day in, we came in on a bus to Fort Jackson.
Right.
And of course, there was a drill sergeant there saying, get off the bus and blah, 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 blah. And I thought, what am I in for here? Well, come to find out, I was in the company, or several companies that were going through the first basic initial entry training for women, which was the BIET program.
Right.
So we were the first women to train like the males in the Army,
Okay.
with dire consequences to my legs.
Okay.
Yeah. So I ended up getting shin splints. I was recycled 3 times, went on convalescent leave. And they kept saying, don't you want to leave and get a medical discharge? No, I want to make it through this. So I finally did.
Okay. So, how long?
I spent a little time in basic.
How long was it?
I bet it was close to 4 months before I finally got out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through your experience
Yes.
for the 4 months.
Unbelievable.
Okay. No. Well, I mean, you can. Okay. So, tell me what initially transpired, and just go ahead from there.
Well, initially, my legs started bothering me, and of course we had to wear the boots that the men wore,
Right.
and we had to march like the men, and I was in my 30s.
Uh-huh.
I just made it in. So I was a little older than most of these 18-year-old young ladies,
Right.
and my legs started bothering me, so I went to the hospital or to, check it out, and they found out I had shin splints.
Uh-huh.
So they put me on profile.
So what?
Profile.
Profile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went back to my company. I had crutches and everything. I go back to my company and I think, oh, good, relief. So we go out to the field, and our company commander tells me to drop my crutches and get over here. And so I ended up going back to the hospital again, and they said, well, did somebody violate your profile? I said, oh, no, nobody violated my profile. You're deathly afraid of your commander.
Right, yeah.
So she said, okay, she knew, you know. So she said, I'm going to put you on convalescent leave. So I went home for, I think, probably about 3 weeks or so and just laid on a couch with my legs up. Came back, went through the same thing.
Okay, so besides the marching,
Yeah.
what else were you doing besides marching?
Well, we qualified with weapons, you know, with our M16s. I didn't do probably as much as most of the girls because of the fact that I got recycled out so quickly, you know.
Yeah.
But they had to do things like climbing the walls and things like that. Oh, and we went out overnight. We went through the gas things, you know, where you put the mask on and all
Right,
that stuff.
in the little building?
Yeah,
So you could choke to death?
right.
Okay.
That never bothered me as much as my legs. But finally, when I got to my third company, I think that maybe the basic initial was kind of over, or they had let up a little bit. They weren't quite as bad, so I finally made it through that third company
Okay.
without having to go home, you know, and
Okay.
recuperate.
All right, so, okay, again, so you did weapons,
Yeah,
all right, and you marched.
yes.
Okay, what about running, jumping? And
Oh, of course, you know, and sit-ups. Yeah, male sit-ups, not female with your legs on the ground.
No, I got it.
Yeah, it was the male sit-ups. Yeah, I can't even remember all the things we did, but it was like as though we were the males, you know. And if we did anything wrong, it was drop and give me 15. And if one person in that company did something wrong, all of us suffered. Which is, I guess, all the armies are like that.
Teamwork.
Yeah. Oh, and it does build it. It does build it. Trust me, it builds it.
All right. How long were you in the service altogether?
4 years.
Oh, you were? Okay,
Yeah.
we got a long ways to go then.
Well, nothing's that exciting after that. but-
I don't believe that. Okay, so, okay. So, how long did it take you to get through basic training? Like 6 weeks, 10 weeks?
Oh, no. I said it was probably about 4 months.
4 months?
Because I was recycled these three times, yeah.
Right.
So then I went into my AIT,
AIT,
yeah,
and what was that for?
Personnel Action Specialist.
And what was that?
We did everything from compassionate reassignments to discharges. It was like administrative work
Uh-huh.
to help the service members. But again, sometimes we were fighting with the commanders, you know, because we'd be compassionate, but they were trying to keep the Army together, so.
Gotcha,
Oh, yeah,
gotcha.
thank you. And I ended up actually recruiting for West Point and OCS and aviator, the warrant officer aviation school.
Okay.
That was part of my different things that I did while I was in the service, but that was very interesting.
You did those things and you got people those positions?
Well, what we did was I got the records of all the enlisted people that were coming in, and
Right.
I'd see their grades. I mean, you know, what were they called? Their entrance type
I know what you're
scores.
talking
Yeah.
about. ASVAB.
Well, we called it something else. That's probably for the, yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, if they were,
It's the enter into the military,
right.
Gotcha.
So if they were above a certain score, we deemed them to be possible candidates for these programs. And what I would do was I would call in the different companies and these individuals that were scoring high into a conference room, and I talked to them about the three things that they could go for. They could go for OCS, they could apply for West Point, or they could go into warrant officer aviation. And then I would do up the paperwork, and they would have to, especially at West Point, they had to do a lot more because they had to get usually a political person that would endorse them and so forth and so on. So I tried to get some of these young men they were thick packets, trust me. But it was very interesting.
Right. Okay, so,
That was one of many things that I did.
all right, so where did you do that job and how long did you do it?
at Fort Knox, probably about a year.
In Kentucky?
Yes.
Uh-huh. So what did you do after that?
Then I went to Seoul, Korea.
Oh, Korea?
Yeah.
Okay, and why'd you do that?
Well, because they transferred me there.
Oh, they did? I was
Yeah.
wondering if you put in for it if they transferred.
Oh, no. And unfortunately, one of the girls I knew at Fort Knox had talked to this one commander there and said, oh, you've got to get Cora, she's really good. I should have never gone there. It was a big mistake.
Really?
What they had was they had all these Korean medals of honor or medals for enlisted people or anybody that were like years and years old that had never been administered to these people since the Korean War.
What hadn't been administered?
These awards to these people for different things they did.
Right.
And it was like impossible. I was overwhelmed. I couldn't do it. You know, it was just so, because I'm a very detailed person.
Right.
And I went to my commander there and I asked him for help. He didn't know nobody knew what to do with this. So I ended up in the hospital and I ended up going back to Fort Sam Houston.
So why did you go back to the hospital?
Well, because I was suffering depression from this. I really could not handle it. It was so bad. And
What exactly was it that depressed you?
the fact that I was challenged with a job that I could see absolutely no way I could do it. You know what I mean? Most things I can handle. This was so bad, so far.
And the reason that you couldn't do it was what?
There was like I say, I went to my company commander. I'd say, help me. What do I do? How do I do this? You know, nobody had any answers. So I went to Fort Sam Houston. They were going to discharge me. And then I started working for the medical holding company. And the man I worked for said, I really think you should stay in. And he said, I'll work on it for you. So then they sent me to Fort Ord, and I worked there.
Fort what?
Fort Ord, California.
Okay.
Yeah. That's since closed.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Okay, and what did you do there?
Well, there I worked at I think it was a battalion level and did administrative work again. Compassionate reassignments, discharges, things of that nature.
Okay.
And helped train people that were coming into administration.
So it sounds to me now like you at Fort Ord getting that job done that you couldn't get done at the previous base.
Oh, it was a piece of cake. Everything was a piece of cake except that job in Seoul. It was just...
So what was blocking you from getting that done? Was it your commander or?
It was like you were looking at this thing and it's like, I don't even know where to begin because it was so old and should have been handled so long ago. And it's like,
Okay, so when did
how do you dig back that far to find out what's really supposed to be awarded and blah, 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 and where are these people now? You know, I mean, it was just,
So you were overwhelmed.
yeah, I was overwhelmed. That's exactly it. Yeah. So then I went to Fort Ord, and that's a beautiful, beautiful base. They've closed, like I say, but it was gorgeous.
Did you say big
Fort Ord,
coral?
gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, really nice place.
What city is that near?
Monterey, Pacific, well, the one that, the famous golf course is there. Well,
That means.
I'll tell you why I know it's really good. All around this place are retired generals, colonels. They all retire there because it's just beautiful. Yeah. Everything you can imagine. Monterey's gorgeous. I think it was Pacific Palisades. And the one where Clint Eastwood was mayor is right there.
Carmel.
Yeah, Carmel. It's the whole area, if you look it up, is just gorgeous.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a famous golf course there. I can't think of it right now.
I believe you, I just don't play golf.
No, I don't either. But we went there one day and watched, and it was,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
very interesting.
Okay, so how long were you there?
Well, until I ATS'd. Yeah,
So you separated?
yeah.
Okay. So, the entire time that you were in the service, how did you stay in touch with your family?
Oh, we wrote and phoned and things like that. But I was like in my 30s. It wasn't like I was, going from high school into the service or something. So
Right.
I was pretty.
Where did you go when you went on leave? And what did you do for entertainment?
Well, I don't remember. Did I go on leave?
You had to do something.
I don't even
Come on,
remember
you got
going.
30 days a year off. What'd you do?
Really? I don't remember it.
You didn't?
I don't remember
Really?
any leave. I'm serious. But if I did, I probably would have gone to my brothers or my parents. Yeah.
Would
My brother was in Rochester where Kodak is, and my
Okay.
parents are in Lake Geneva. Or were at that time.
back to New York?
Yeah, New York or Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, all right. All right. All right. All right. So what'd you do for fun?
In the service?
Yeah.
I partied a little bit.
Uh-oh.
What
Yeah,
can I
we'll-
say?
We'll take a brief pause on that one. Check with our sponsors. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Wait,
Budweiser.
wait.
No, I don't know. I made some good friends there.
Did you?
Yeah, I made some
You
really
still
good
stay in
friends.
touch with any of them?
I did for a while, and then I lost contact. Yeah, and a lot of them were so much younger and in a whole different. I was actually hanging around with people that were usually higher in status than I was because I was older. A lot of nurses and a lot of people in the medical field. So.
Okay, well, let's see. So you had a great time in the service.
Yes,
Oh, pretty much, right?
pretty much, yeah.
Did you use your GI Bill ever?
No, because I'd already had college, and I don't think I needed it for a house. I ended up buying a condo eventually, but I didn't use any of the benefits.
How was the food?
Not that bad.
Not that bad?
No. But I'm not fussy. I mean, I go out with people that are ridiculously fussy.
Ridiculously what?
Fussy,
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, all right.
and I'm not.
Did you have plenty of supplies? Did you have everything you needed while you were in?
Oh, here's the one thing,
What?
and I got in trouble over this.
Uh-oh.
At Fort Ord. I had to live in the barracks because I was single. Now, if you were married, you could live off base, have your own phone, your own place.
Right.
If you were single, you had to live in the barracks. They had one phone on one floor. So at Fort Ord, I went to the phone company, and I said, why can't I have a phone in my room?
Right.
Because your officers there will not allow it. So then I went to the officers and said, how come I can't have a phone in my
Right.
room? Because the phone company won't authorize it. So I knew what was going on there. I wasn't getting anywhere.
So now the trouble begins.
Yeah, now I'm the troublemaker. I never got a phone.
So, okay, do we want to just leave that story there? Or we want to
Well,
tell it?
I
What
think it
happened?
was part of security.
Okay,
Yeah, I really do. I think it was a part of, them enforcing some sort of security with their enlisted. Because
any communications
communication.
at the base?
Yeah.
Possibility, okay.
Yeah, I think so, because all of a sudden, one of my best friends who turned out to be what did they call those people that were in the service that were like undercover cops?
Yeah, CID.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She was kind of following me around for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I didn't know she was.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you find out?
Well, one of my friends told me finally. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
No.
Did you feel any pressure or stress throughout the military? Just that you said the incident.
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
Just that
Yeah.
one time with that job issue.
Well, the job issue, and then the fact that I couldn't get a phone, that kind of bothered
Well,
me.
yeah, I was going to leave that off the list. But
Oh,
anyway.
okay. You can.
Okay. Did you ever tell me how you entertained yourself in this? Oh, you did a lot of.
Partying and friends,
Okay.
visited friends, and
Tell me.
oh, at Fort Sam Houston, I used to walk down to the Riverwalk. That was beautiful.
Okay.
And since I've been back there, it's even better.
Isn't that in Texas?
Yeah, San Antonio.
San
I don't
Antonio.
like Texas.
Huh?
I don't like Texas, but I like San Antonio.
Right. It was
Yeah.
pretty there. I went there, but it was so long ago I hardly remember. But we went down there once. Just once.
When I went back just a couple of years ago, and I was talking to people that were there, they said the people in Texas, that's where they vacation. When they, if they want to go somewhere in the state to entertain themselves,
Right.
everybody goes to San Antonio. They love it. And it's great. It's even better than it ever was.
Okay.
So I did a lot of walking when I was at Fort Sam Houston. I'd walk down to the Riverwalk and,
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
and did touristy things,
Right.
yeah.
I got you. Okay, you remember, tell me something, one or two, either memorable, humorous, or both, that happened while you were in the military.
It was funny. That's got me. Wait, let me think.
Come on,
I know, I'm trying to think.
right?
Well, yeah, no. I really, I can't think of anything. Things were kind of, I guess, more serious, more so, yeah.
Okay, well, something, okay, even if it's serious, but memorable. Can I have another water, please?
I'll go see if I can find one. That was the last one in that box.
Really?
Oh,
Okay.
there's glasses of it.
Okay, whatever, if you can or can't. Thank you.
I thought of something and then it just flashed. Memorable.
Well, tell me, all right, what did you do, where were you when you separated?
I was at Fort Ord.
Okay,
Yeah, and so I actually ended up going back to my brother's, and then from there,
brother was in Wisconsin?
no, he was in New York. My parents
Lake
were.
Geneva?
Yeah,
My
no,
allergy.
he was in New York, Rochester.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went there to visit them, and then I went back to California because I used to work in California. And I had met somebody from San Francisco, a male friend. And so I actually went there and visited him, and then eventually went back to Los Angeles and started working there again.
Okay.
And I worked for the city, and the military helped with it. I mean, it was good that I had the military background for that.
What did you do in that job?
Well, I started out as a clerk typist, then a senior clerk typist, then an administrative assistant, and it was really good because in Los Angeles, you could work for the city of LA or the Department of Water and Power, and you could cross over in promoting.
Okay.
So you could work both spots, which is
Wow.
really good, yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of opportunities,
exceptional.
yeah.
Okay. So,
So
tell me about,
so I stayed there 8 years, and then I moved to Florida.
oh. Quick.
From Cal,
It was great, and then I left.
8 years is quite a while for me,
Oh,
yeah.
now I'm getting it. I'm getting
Yeah.
the big picture here. I'm getting,
I move a lot.
okay, so what did you do here?
Well, I came here and, let's see, again, it was not the greatest of times for jobs. So I went to a temporary agency
Uh-huh.
and I got a job at Siler, which was a lens factory.
Right.
And I worked there for quite a while. And then after that, I found out that I could probably get into a not a defense company, but some sort of a government thing, more years of service for the government. So
Right.
ended up working for let's see, what was it called? Well, anyway, it was an audit agency for the defense companies. And we did audits, we typed up the audits that the inspectors did and so forth. So I worked there for a little while and then I left. Yeah.
Remind me, what was it again that you were doing before you went in the service?
Oh, I didn't tell you.
No, I don't think so.
No. Well, I did, oh, okay, well, I waitressed, well, I went to Ray Vogue, which was the fashion merchandising school.
Where?
In Chicago.
Charlotte?
Chicago,
Chicago?
yeah, on Michigan Avenue,
Okay.
yeah. So I did that for a year, and I was gonna try and be a buyer, but I found out that it was too cutthroat competitive. So it wasn't for me, and so then I ended up working for As the World Turns, which was the soap opera.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, the man who wrote it, along with Ernest Phillips, had bought our farm in Wisconsin, he and his wife. And so I knew them, and they asked me if I'd type the scripts for it. So this was the days when you had the carbon copies.
Right.
Ah. And I had to do like 8 copies. If I made a mistake, I wanted to find my M16. It was awful. But I'd get these scripts like at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'd have to have them out by the morning,
Right.
in the mail, because it had to go to New York, Los Angeles. Well, Procter & Gamble was always the big sponsor, so I did that for about a year, and then I went back to Wisconsin. Then I went to the University of Wisconsin in Madison, and then my girlfriend and I from Lake Geneva decided we were going to go to California. Now, this was my first trip there.
Oh.
Yeah,
Before the service.
yeah, way before the
You had
service.
been to California.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's why I knew I wanted to go back there.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So, we drove, because two of our other girlfriends were there, so the four of us roomed together.
Right.
Nice breeze.
Yeah.
And then I started working for the Lutheran Hospital Society, which was 5 hospitals: Santa Monica, San Diego, California Hospital, Morningside, and one other one I can't think of. And I started out in the accounting department, accounts payable, and then the lady's secretary that was working for public relations left, so I applied for that job, and then I worked for her. And I was there probably about 4 or 5 years, and then I decided to go back to college again. So I went to City College and then to the State College.
And that's
Yeah.
all in LA?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what'd you get a degree in?
Sociology.
Okay.
Can't do much with that these days.
Well, I mean, if you got your MSW,
Yeah, no. I didn't want to be a social worker.
I understand.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
My
still
girlfriend, yeah, my girlfriend went to Chicago and worked with Cabrini Green.
is. Oh,
Yeah.
she's still alive?
Yeah, she lived through it, but she had some instances. Yeah. No, I knew I didn't want to do that, but I enjoyed all the subjects so much. I loved anthropology,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and psychology, everything, that was connected with
Like
social.
school.
Yeah, always have, yeah. But I ended up going back to Wisconsin to get my degree
Right.
at Whitewater State University,
And what'd you get a degree in?
sociology.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
you just finished it there.
Yeah, that's where I finished it,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And then, what did I do after
Yeah,
that?
what did you, go ahead.
Might have gone back to California. And then eventually I came back to Wisconsin, and that's when I couldn't find the job, and I ended up in the Army.
Okay.
Yeah, so that kind of completes the pre-Army
All right.
situation, yeah.
Okay. So you say you didn't use your GI Bill?
Not really. I don't remember anything. Right now I'm with USAA Insurance, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's about, I think, the only thing.
We
I
can have a
didn't-
conversation about that afterwards.
Yeah.
I have car and renters, USAA, somebody, and a veteran recommended me pick that up, and it dropped my payments substantially, but we can't talk about that now.
No.
Well, we will.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you make any close friends while you were in the service?
Oh, yeah, I did. But like I say, it was mostly the medical people. And actually, they were the medical people at Fort Ord the other ones, it was, oh my goodness, one of the girls I lived with passed away. I couldn't believe it.
She went, oh, really?
Passed away, and she was real young, yeah. I heard about it later. But because I moved so much, it wasn't that,
What do you attribute that to?
just moving around too fast. And also the great age difference between the people, that I was, like I always had to be in the barracks, and they were so much younger, and we were just miles apart.
Another world.
Yeah. I mean, they were young people.
Right.
Yeah. So, but like I say, I think I got the closest with the medical people at Fort Ord.
Why is that?
Well,
They were in your age range, or?
yeah, we just clicked together and stuff, and yeah. And one of them, let me think. I think I saw her after the service at one point. She might have come to Chicago, or how did I see her? But it seems like I saw one of them, and then I just kind of lost contact. Yeah. Be nice to see him.
I bet, yeah, well, everybody's using Facebook or whatever.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I could probably find her
I had
that
a friend
way.
that I worked with, was it 30 years ago in Boca Raton, and he found me on Facebook. He's in Chicago,
Oh, really?
and I think he just called me straight on the phone, but
Yeah.
but my number's there.
Yes, I know it. Well, I know your number's in the white pages too.
Well,
Yeah.
so he found me.
Yeah.
So,
You
I'm
can
just
do
saying.
it. Yeah.
Huh?
You can do it. I
Yeah.
probably should look up this one gal, 'cause,
Right.
yeah.
See, so don't give up on that.
Oh, no.
Okay.
And I have a lot of very good friends in California, but they were outside of the service,
Right.
that I still see.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I go back there and see them a lot. And then I've established a lot of friends here since I become politically active.
Political?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Um, so did your military experience influence your thinking about war or about the military in general?
Well, when I went in, I honestly wouldn't have gone in if it was wartime, because I don't believe in wars.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I was so grateful that there wasn't one when I was in. And I think it's sad, that we have to have those things, but I guess it's a part of history that we have to go through, But I understand the training, I understand why they do it, and I understand a lot more of
The discipline?
yeah, of what does go on in the service. And I've met so many wonderful people that have been in.
Right.
And one of them stayed with me because he was working on a political campaign here, and he was an officer through West Point, and he was in Iran, and his whole company had the same mindset that he did, that, we're here to try to help these people and not kill them. And honestly, he had the best company, and he was so well respected. I'm hoping he'll run for office someday. He's really, really amazing.
He's here locally?
Now he's in Miami.
Oh, okay.
But he has his West Point degree, but he's trying to get another degree so that if he does go in a political office, he has something to fall back on. And I think he's looking into the real estate area and stuff. But his dad was career military, wonderful family. And I just knew him for a couple of weeks.
Right.
But he was really, he made a great impression on me. And I could understand how good he was because I was in the service, and I could understand how, because he was such a good person, his whole company was like that,
Right.
that he was over. So it was a very good experience.
I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Last question.
Yeah.
How did your service and experiences affect your life?
Oh, it was probably good because, like I say, when I went into the service, the college helped me. When I got out of the service helped me in getting jobs with the federal government. And even with the city of Los Angeles, you get points for being in the service. It helps me at Lowe's, I get 10% off. So, and the discipline is very good. I can understand it. And I know why it's necessary. Sometimes I felt like people were pretty cold-hearted when I was trying to get compassionate reassignments, and these guys would come in to me crying, and sometimes you just can't do it, But I'm sure that they have to be kind of strict with things.
Well, I'm going to thank you for a wonderful interview.
Well, thank you.
You feel like there's anything you left out?
No, I think we've covered everything.
We got it all?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your service, and thanks for the interview.
Thank you.